Our next one is going to be a film called Eddington, and this is a Western comedy from Ari Aster. This is going to be his latest film. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, a standoff between a small town sheriff and mayor sparks a powder keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico. And this film stars Joaquin Phoenix. We got Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Austin Butler, and we also got, let's go stick to our main guys. Michael Ward is also featured in this film. And I think those are going to be our main people. There's more people in this. It's kind of it's a small town, but we got a few people in this. But what you think about this one?
I really enjoyed it. It it is a black comedy, and to me, it just reminded me of a lot of like nonsense that people do. Like, first off, you have like a Black Lives Matter like protest. That's kind of how it starts because of
George Floyd?
yeah, with George Floyd, the George Floyd incident. But when you go to this town, you don't really see that many black people, but it's a lot of young white people like protesting this, and I kind of thought that they took things a little too far because even though this things like this exist everywhere, it's not happening in that town at the moment. But the protesters get started. The mayor's, I mean, not the mayor, first off, the sheriff played by Joaquin Phoenix is kind of a nut because everything's kind of getting under his skin. He has a black sheriff black deputy that works with him. He's kind of want to ask him how he's feeling about all this, the situation. It just goes from there. And the more and more we find out about like Joaquin Phoenix's personal life, like he comes across as an insecure dude. And what's the word when somebody's kind of trying to be a white knight and all that.
I don't know. I did
You know
notice
what I'm talking.
I did notice that he was trying to connect with the wife. Seems like they were drifting apart, and he's trying
Yeah,
to
but
keep this relationship
I'm trying
together.
to think of the word for that. Like his, I guess his virtue signaling or whatever.
Hmm.
His wife, like at one, the mayor who's played by Pedro Pascal. I think at one point she might have had an affair with him, when she was younger. But he just has it against this guy, and he just thinks that he was done wrong. She was done wrong by him, and it just goes from there. But it's just really this guy being insecure, and his home life isn't all that well, and then all this stuff happening with George Floyd and COVID. He was a sheriff, and he gets checked a bunch of times just by not wearing his mask and stuff. But this film kind of puts me in the mind of Bo is Afraid, where you have multiple things happening. It's just kind of chaotic in a way, because multiple things are happening, and this character's like in the middle of it. He's everything's pretty much affecting him, or it's kind of beating him down and everything. And I just think it's an interesting film.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know, bro. I think my
you didn't
reaction
care.
is
You didn't care
probably
for
like
it
the
all.
total opposite for you, man. For me, this thing was a grinding slog. Like there's some interesting things that happen, but there are few and far in between, man. I think the most interesting thing that was going on with this film to me was the them two deciding to run, competing against each other for mayor. And I thought that was probably the meat of this story, but after it kind of trails off from that, man, and then it turns into something that I don't know what it was trying to do. Yeah, you are wrapped up into this COVID situation, but it feels mostly like background or a setup so you can get some kind of crude jokes off. I mean, there were some times where I chuckled, heavy. They got me in the gut. But then a lot of it I felt like was just kind of this film did a lot of fit standing to me, man. Like it was trying to make it seem like we got people on both sides that were being crazy during this time and not giving, much of the context. We also got this like a lot of subplots I felt were started in this film that didn't go anywhere, man. And like I felt like even Emma Stone was kind of wasted, as a character in this thing. And then, like I said, the whole conflict with the sheriff thing, it becomes an afterthought as we get into this film. Things happen. I'm not gonna spoil them, but like I don't know what the aim of this, man. And even some of the
it got
protest joking, some of the
it.
protest stuff kind of, I was like, why are we still coming back to this and trying to pick this apart? Because I think for me, maybe just with my belief system, yeah, these kids, they're white kids in this town, but it seems like the joke became, why are they having empathy for something that can't happen to them? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, I think that's a core principle of being a human, and I think that's why some of the George Floyd stuff in real life got so big. So to keep coming back, all right, yeah, there's some funny stuff that could be taken with this, but this film circles back to that several times just to get some quick, cheap laughs in.
And,
It,
and,
it,
and,
it
and
is
on
just
top of that,
really, really
it
weird.
kind of reminds me of like a Coen Brothers, like
Yeah,
early
yeah.
Coen Brothers type films.
I
And
was feeling some Tarantino-esque vibes in it,
yeah, yeah,
but I don't think Astor took the care or had the skills to
pull it
make
off.
this film as good as those films. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and then by the time we get to this hyper violent finale, it's just like, what? Like, why? Like, it looked cool for a minute, but then it just more stuff that by the time I got to the end of this, I'm just like, man, what is happening? This film is 2.5 hours. I would say the first hour I was engaged, first 45 minutes. I was engaged. And then the rest is just like me just in bewilderment, wondering where it's going. By the time we get to the last 40 minutes, I didn't care where it was going and I kind of wanted it to end. You know, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like different people are going to get different things from this film. I
Yeah,
will say this,
yeah.
I think the performances were great. You know, like I did like Joaquin Phoenix in this. I like Pedro, but I'm not sure if the material was up to what they could have got from these guys. It's shot very well. It looks beautiful. You know what I'm saying? There are some really really great cinematography in this thing, but ultimately I'm still left at the end of this film like, what was the point?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Like, it felt like he was trying to be edgy, but yeah, I like some edgy stuff, but I still need like what are you getting at, Ari? I don't. Does he do director's commentaries at all? I don't know. I haven't seen any of his. Like, I'm just what was going on in your head with this, man? And I think there is some good stuff to be examined from that period in time. You know, it was really nutty. No, I was just saying I would encourage folks to check this film out still and make up your own mind because you might get something more from it that I didn't get. And I'm curious to hear what people do think about this. You know what I'm saying? You know, after they've seen it. So if you do, just comment on the video and let us know. Because
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't know
overall,
what
I
to make of
enjoyed
it.
it, but everything was just a bit of chaos in this, and Joaquin Phoenix just a nut. But I thought it was well done. I thought it was well done. I did like it.